We made it here, worked on the trailer. I'm not sure I'd want to be taking that very far on that single axle, but we got it here. Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's Josh. Today's a little bit of a bittersweet day, but it's not all bad. As you can see on the thumbnail, my Dear John letter here, which as I was making that, there's a couple things I didn't realize. One, that came about around the World War I, World War II, and it was actually about wives and girlfriends sending notes to the servicemen saying that it was over. And so, you know, for the last about 16 hours, I've felt like I've been cheating a little bit on this old girl up here. But the reality is, about the time that the Solis H24 showed up, the Deere sprang a leak in the front right seal. And I've got a giant manual that I went through trying to figure out, can I make that repair myself? And it's possible that I could. And a lot of times I like to tear stuff apart and see if I can. But when it comes to something like a tractor, that if I can't get it back together, it's going to be even more difficult to get it to John Deere than it already is. I've decided to actually trailer it to John Deere. So I know this might seem a little clickbaity, and I generally don't do that, but I figured, hey, why not? We've got the Solace tractor here. It's kind of saved my butt because I got a lot to do around the property here right now. And it's kind of slid right in and is fitting the bill. So we've gotten a lot of questions from people. Now that you have this deal with Solace, what about the John Deere tractors? And I'm going to tell you the answer that we, both Jason and I, believe is true right now. But I'll also talk to you a little bit about what might happen in the future. So what's true right now is we have a 24 horsepower tractor, which is actually performing pretty well. And I've never actually owned this size tractor. Jason has. I've got a smaller tractor without a loader. It's performing pretty well. It lifts, I think, within 100 pounds of what the 2032R does. So far I haven't really felt like I'm completely out, but there are a little bit of differences in the horsepower, obviously, in some of the chores that I've been doing. So I'm just going up the hills, if I'm pulling box blade or something like that, I can see a little bit of difference in the horsepower. So anyway, back to what is the plan. So Jason has the 4052R, as you know. I have the 2032R. And this is not a replacement for either one of those tractors. So maybe down the road, we're expecting to see a 35, maybe a 48 or a 60. Ultimately, the next tractor that we expect to get around summertime is a 75 horsepower. Maybe I would trade this in when I get the 75. There's a lot of things I can do with that 75 that I can't do with this. And I still have a Massey Ferguson that I can mow with. So there's options there. Jason doesn't have a replacement for his. And so, you know, I think we're going to kind of play it by ear over the 2 years that we're getting these tractors. And we've said it before, these tractors are on loan. They weren't given to us. So, you know, at the end of that, we have an option to buy, but we'll figure out if that's where we want to go. We'll know by the end of 2 years. Or when a 35 shows, or a 48 or a 60 or whatever, might feel like the right time to get rid of the Deere. We'll see. Right now, this is just about paid for. Jason's is paid for. You know, these aren't costing us anything to try out. So the good news is, so far, everything about this tractor has been, you know, on par in terms of what my expectations were for a more expensive green tractor. And at the end of the day, we're not here to bash one or the other, or you know, for me to mislead on the Solace. The reality is, these are tools, and tools to get jobs done. And if they get the job done, and they get it done to your expectation and comfort and things like that that matter to you, then I'm personally not super loyal, I bleed green tractor owner. And we're just really honored to have the ability to try this tractor out, and to know that we've got our other tractors ready to go as well for the jobs that we need them to do. So today's going to be a little bit of a test, though, because I've never hauled this tractor, and I didn't think I could on this trailer. This trailer's got a 3,500 pound axle. And so I did some research, and we're well under 3,000 pounds with this tractor, but my Armada is sitting kind of squatty right now. And on Thursday, I'm going to pick up a dump trailer. It's only 60 inches wide, so I'm not even positive that I'll be able to get this tractor on it. Jason's going to keep his trailer, so we've always got that option. If this works out, we'll find out. Going down the highway, I got about probably a 45-minute drive to Deere, a lot of hills, so fingers crossed everything goes well. And that reminds me, I'm going to get a impact driver out in case I were to have to change a tire. Hopefully that's not the case. Take it easy going out the road here with all the potholes. But anyway, I just thought it was an opportune time to talk about the plans for the tractors. And at this point in time, there's not a Dear John letter being written, but down the road there just might be, if the opportunity is right in the tractor and the performance and everything measures up to what we're expecting. So stay tuned. You know, one of the reasons that we agreed to work with Solace was because we were impressed with the story of their business. And I'm doing a whole nother video about who is Solace and what you need to know about Solace at their request. And I think it's pretty interesting what you'll find out. Pretty impressive what they've done around the world. We got time to figure that out. We got 2 years in the agreement, and more tractors to come. So thanks a lot for tuning in. Let's get Johnny to the doctor here. See what's happening. I'm hoping and praying that this is just a busted seal and not any sort of crack in the axle. It leaked a lot of hydraulic fluid out of that front axle. A lot more than I would expect from a leaky seal. I think the seal actually just totally blew out somehow, and I don't know. I drove it from the barn door to the garage when it happened. So anyway, I'd love to hear from some of you if you've changed a seal on a tractor before and what you've thought. I was going to do it and do a video because there's only one video of a guy doing it down in Australia, and it was helpful, but I just didn't feel like everything matched up the same, and I don't have enough knowledge to know if there's tools that you need or whatever. I know a lot of you out here that own these tractors are way more mechanically inclined or years of experience on heavy equipment and that sort of thing, and that's just not my background. So let's get this tractor put away and get this tractor to the shop. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.